Here. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, September 15th, 2022. We've got a modest, light baseball slate tonight. Also got some football. We'll do a little bit of research for the baseball slate tonight. Then afterwards, I'll get the baseball VIP set up. We'll launch the Week 2 NFL spreadsheet. And yeah, we'll be working. We'll get to work tonight. Should be a really fun football game too. So hopefully we make some money out of it. I like the smaller slates because as a multi-match entry guy, could really knock out, tackle every angle. So it's gonna be a little bit lazy in that regard because we're pretty much gonna stack every team. But we still have to set percentages, still have to rank some players and kind of put them in a tier of their own. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully, we come out on the right side. Last night, top three pitchers for us were David Peterson, Corbin Burnes, and Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray was the only guy really worth having. Burnes, Peterson, he just could not throw strikes, and we knew he had a walk problem, but kind of hoped that the Cubs would not take walks. The ironic thing is, as soon as Peterson came out, I believe it was Trevor Williams came in and struck out 7. Like, he struck out the first 5 guys he got out. So the matchup obviously was the matchup, but what are you gonna do, man? Baseball be baseball. Hopefully tonight. A little stronger on the pitching side, but I actually did good last night on Fanduel because I had enough. I was over the field on Sonny Gray. I think I was at the field on David Peterson. So what can you do? Bomb Detector did great last night, and that's what kind of helped me have a good night. So let's make it back to back and walk away with some money. All right. For some reason, is that it? You're. What up, Steve? I see chat on my OBS, but I'm not seeing it on my actual YouTube here. I might have to open up the actual YouTube chat. It's not popping up on the screen either, is it? Indubitably. What's up, King of all trades? Yeah, let me open up the YouTube. We're just having difficulties last 2 days. So yesterday during the live stream we dropped a little bit, so I hit up Spectrum instantly afterwards, and so last week they came out, replaced some equipment for me, and apparently the equipment they got me is not strong enough to carry the internet that I'm paying for. Paying for 1 gig, and this equipment is barely holding like 400 downloads, so that's not making me happy. And I was like, yeah, you guys should probably not be charging me full price for something I'm getting half of. And they were like, we'll give you a $10 credit. I just didn't have the patience to argue with them. So all right, we'll move the chat like that. Yeah, there we go. I don't know, I guess it's just not gonna pop up on screen today. Anyway, let's get through some research out the way. Let's go to Mr. Roth's weather report, rotogrinders.com/weather/MLB. We'll put a link to that in chat. You guys should definitely have that bookmarked. What up, Bino? What up, Neville? Hope you guys are doing all right. So it looks like a pretty light weather day. Royals at Minnesota. The only game of note. Says a few showers, mostly light, maybe 1 or 2 batches of moderate rain in the entire area. Likely outcome is that they just play through some occasional light rain, but it's not fully out of the question if they need to delay for a batch of more moderate rain. So for the most part, we're good to go. So let's pop open the spreadsheet and let's get game numero uno typed up. Athletics Astros, a little later start than usual, 7:20 Eastern instead of like the 7:05s. I guess there's a Mets game. I was gonna say maybe there's no true East Coast game, but that's not true. Athletics with Caprian taking on Lance McCullers. So Tony Kemp, Sean Murphy. Now this is a projected lineup, but it looks pretty par for the course of what they've been doing. You guys like that Dodgers lineup last night? Somebody brought up in chat yesterday that since they clinched the division, they might have a hangover lineup, and that was a good call. They did. Chase Thompson and Will Smith still homered for us, though, so that was good. Astros lineup is confirmed. And usually when James Kaprielian pitches, I'm interested in hunting against him for home runs. I'm also interested in spelling correctly. So Astros confirm Lance McCullers pitching against the Athletics. So I got to assume that that's going to be a trendy spot. First and foremost, Kaprielian, 4.7 expected ERA, 1.4 on the whip, 15.9% K rate, not what you want, sub 10% swing and strike rate, and a barrel rate over 8%. So 8, 9, 10% elevated barrel rates for pitchers. And sometimes you get away with that in Oakland. Minute Maid Park, Crawford boxes, probably not going to be as kind. A 1.6 home run per 9 against righties so far this season, 109 against lefties. The lefty home run per 9 results is really, I don't want to say unexplainable, but it's not like his batted ball data is extremely different from last year. The main drop is the 9% decrease in hard contact. With this Astros team, we're going to get a lot of big grades for power. 4.25 rating for Yordan Alvarez, 3.95 for Alex Bregman, 4.12 for Kyle Tucker. Incredible 3. Is that the 3 that PrizePicks offers us in their triangle? Let's see. Home run. Alvarez, Tucker, Bregman. I mean, that's magic, right? Alvarez, Tucker, Bregman. So those are the 3 for me. So I think right off the rip, we'll put Astros home run triangle. These might be 3 of the highest on the day, and this is a product of actual sample size. What is Kaprielian? I know he got scratched or start back. I'm gonna make sure that he's fully stretched up. Being scratched due to a cut on his middle finger. All right, so then we should expect him to be good to go. All right, cool. I'm curious on. Let's go baseball savant. Sometimes, you can look up pitchers, how many home runs they would have allowed in like a different park. I'm just curious if Kaprielian's numbers with the Crawford boxes would be how much different they would be versus Oakland. So in Oakland, he's allowed on the year he's allowed 16 home runs. If all of his games were to have been in Minute Maid, he would have allowed 23 homers, which is the third most of any park. Obviously, Coors is 1, or Cincinnati's 1, Colorado's 2, and then Minute Maid 3rd. So the park will help. will help here. So give me that Astros home run triangle, and let's look at Lance McCullers. The matchup for McCullers, really strong, a lot of strikeouts. No matter what the confirmed lineup becomes, McCullers a 10.8% swing and strike rate so far this season. We're starting to see normalized numbers because of more and more sample size. Let's pull up his game log. He had a whip problem, 1.3 on the whip, and a walk problem to lefties. So far, a 16% walk rate to lefties. Last year at 13%. That could certainly play a David Peterson-esque role if he, garners too much ownership. But wait, what did I just? Am I on his hitting profile? Let's see. Oh, I'm on senior. Lance McCullers Jr. Well, that's meticulous. Let's go game log for him. Just want to see if he's trending in the right direction. 13% swing and strike rate against the Angels, 12%. Back-to-back games against the Angels. Oakland was his first game back, 7% swing and strike rate. Let's go look at their batted ball data. 4.16, 407 on the xFIP. So definitely not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And in that last outing, just a 31% ground ball rate. So he's a little bit all over the road. I just think matchup being what it is, it's going to be a guy that we have to get to because the strikeouts are there. But I am certainly worried about this walk rate to lefties because this is about a rolling 2-year period now where it's been well above 13%, and this Athletics lineup projects to be half and half. So I'm going to have a little bit of pessimism, and if you got a little bit too owned, maybe I'd let that become a strategic decision. But it's also just a really, really small slate and a very shallow pitching pool. I mean, Sean Manaea exists, sure. Carlos Carrasco, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have an ace or even like a day 2, arguably a day 3 guy that we can lean on. So it's going to be ugly. And I think Lance McCullers is obviously the lesser of all evils. So I'm gonna throw him in the tier 3 for now, but more than likely he's going to end up being a tier 2 ownership-wise just because of the lack of options, position scarcity, if you will. Let's see. Let's pop this open. All right, cool. All right, let's an Astro stack without saying. All right. And then, like I said, I'll probably have stacks of every team, but for the sake of the process, we'll just list the teams that actually look like good stacks. Let's get the next game thrown up in here. Pirates at the Mets. I don't have a confirmed Pirates lineup yet. That football game tonight looks really good. I might end up putting a little bit more in the showdown slate than I normally would, but man, I got real. Those showdown sweats are fun, man. As long as you have the right pool, like it's rare that I'll play a showdown slate and not mathematically be within a play. You know what I'm saying? In the fourth quarter of a fun sweat. Like, you have to really miss out on like a 20% owned tight end or something like that to be dead in the water, you know? For me, last showdown, the Seahawks and Broncos, what killed me was I full faded the Seahawks defense, and they were in the top lineup in the contest I was sweating, which is ironic on Fanduel. But other than that, it's a really fun sweat. Matt's lineup is out. Cookie on the bump. Carrasco did have a little IL stint, but I believe this is not his first game back. This is his third game back. So he got up to 74 pitches in that last start against Miami. Pretty efficient with those pitches, 6 innings. So we might expect him to go 85 to 90 here. And that was about where he was before he went on the IL. So I think that's a healthy projection. And like I said, position scarcity tonight. 85, 90 pitches against the Pirates on a 5-game slate. There's a real good chance of being a top 2 scorer on DraftKings. And if he gets in that 6th inning, a really good chance of being a top scorer on Fanduel. I think on an average day, we're overpaying for him here. But the matchup being what it is, we know the upside here. Again, Cookie, not the most perfect pitcher, much like Lance McCullers, an over 4 expected ERA, a 1.3 whip, much like Lance McCullers. He's more privy to throwing strikes than Lance McCullers, so that's good. And the Pirates are just, a medium a team, 83 WRC plus on the season against righties, and 25% K rate. So we have to play some Cookie. It's not going to feel good, but we got to do it. We'll put that in the mix. JT Brubaker on the bump for the Pirates. He has a 1.42 whip, a 4.4 expected ERA, and a 23% K rate with a 12% swing and strike rate. That's actually like a not horrendous swing and strike rate for somebody like JT Brubaker. So I would probably concede that there is a range of outcomes where he could slide through on how shallow this pitching pool feels, and have a usable score. So I might get him in the mix, and I might have to go McCullers. Let's move McCullers and Cookie to tier 2s, and let's get Brewbreakers down here. And this is just really playing range of outcomes and not dying. I don't know that this is a slate where we're going to get some 30 bombs out of pitching. So we're just looking for get me over 5-6 innings of baseball. Mets have a 4.8 run total though, so I'm not too enthralled, but I just think that these strikeout numbers could add up to a decent game, 5-6% of the time. So we'll get some exposure there. And then the Mets stack, because of the 4.8 run total so far, that's fifth on the list. It's still fifth on the list. We got more 5-run totals today than yesterday. Obviously, we got to get to some of these Mets bets. I do like them a little bit more against lefties, I feel like, but they have a 117 WRC plus, and I guess they are more targetable in terms of who you expect to play the full 9. Nimmo, Lindor, McNeil, Alonso, and Vogelbach would be my favorite stretch. Vogelbach might be a pinch hit candidate, although I don't know that the Pirates bullpen is going to turn to, I guess, Manny Banuelos could be available. He's the only lefty. I feel like he'd be the only way that Vogelbach really gets subbed out for Darren Ruff. Other than that, I think pretty good chance that Vogelbach's in there all game. So I'm confident in that. So let's just stack Mets. Bottom half of this lineup definitely bottoms out a little bit. There's still some power to be had. Escobar, Tyler Naquin. But yeah, I think the Mets easy to get to. And then Pirate stack, when that lineup drops, I'll be there just because I'm out on every team. But I do think they have some fun clickable names. O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds are the two that are most intriguing to me if they are going to be batting first and second. Carrasco does have an over 1 homer per 9 to lefties, so profiles decently enough for those two to maybe sneak one over the Citi Field wall. No. Carrasco projections very close to McCullers without the same ownership. Free projections say, let's go. What's up, Doug? Citi Field is pitcher friendly. Yeah. 72 degrees out there too. Cool. Guys, I'm not turning on Bang yet, but I swear I've probably drinking like 20 of these in the last maybe week. These are so good. It's called Pipeline Punch. It has 160 milligrams of caffeine instead of the 300, and it tastes like punch. And maybe that's a bad thing. Royals and the Twins. So this was the only spot of note for weather, but it didn't seem like it was going to be that big of a concern anyway. So just a friendly reminder on that. Simple slate. Daniel Lynch on the bump against Dylan Bundy. Oh, these are some names tonight pitching, right? Carlos Correa stayed a little bit hot last night. I believe he was in my top lineup. He didn't do anything extravagant. I just remember seeing him in the top lineup. Lineup's not confirmed yet. Dylan Bundy on the bump for the Twins against Daniel Lynch. Lynch a 20.5% K rate, 1.6 whip, and 11.6% swing and strike rate. So swing and strike rate isn't bad. Dylan Bundy on the other side, 1.27 whip, 4+ expected ERA, just a 16% K rate, 8% barrel. So that's really some underlying metrics I don't normally want anything to do with. Like I said, the pitching being so shallow today, maybe a 7K sneaks it to a usable 14. I'll try and not get to him just because he's bad, and this would be a more of a offense game for me. But the Royals still are holding on to a sub-4 implied run total. So maybe Vegas is giving Bundy a little bit more love than I am on the surface, but I'm willing to go look at last couple games of Bundy to see if he's trending in a direction that might change my mind. and it doesn't look like he is. 5% swinging strike rate against Cleveland. That happens. 13.6 and 10.5% against the White Sox in Boston. Batted ball data. xFIP is well over 4 as far as the eye can see since August 13th. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel good. Statcast. Hard hits. Been in the 30s. Barrel rate. I guess there's a couple games without barrels if we're really trying to create a case here, but for the most part, I think we're just dealing with 2 below average pitchers, and because it's a below average pitching day, there's a range of outcomes where Bundy or Lynch get there, but I think in 20 or less lineups you won't find me with Bundy or Lynch. As far as bats that I would like from this game, against Lynch, 1.4 homer per 9 against righties, that's really what you want. Kyle Garlick has been one of their platoon specialists. They got him in the projected leadoff spot. I think Luis Ariz got hurt last night, so he joins the list of Jorge Polanco and Byron Buxton as 3 everyday starters that have high quality bats that are not available. And if that's the case, we might see a weird leadoff shot for Kyle Garlick here, or even just anyone like Miranda, Correa, Gio Urshela. There's a lot of guys that could lead off that I would be interested in. So I do like the Twins in that regard. And Daniel Lynch, 21% K rate to righties. Gary Sanchez, a 27% strikeout rate, but he has that 200 plus ISO when he makes contact. I'm a fan. He has a 14% barrel rate when he does make contact. So batted ball events a little bit harder to come by for these high strikeout guys, but as you see, when they do put the ball in play, that 14% barrel rate matched with his 9% barrel rate could create a good spot, and he's got a 3.94 rating on the bomb detector. So lots to like here. We're gonna add the Twins to the stack list. And Twins. And then, like I said, keep an eye on whether Mr. Roth said he doesn't expect it to be a massive problem, but it does exist. It does exist. And then against Bundy has allowed power to righties so far this season, and that's following up what he did last year, a 2+ homer per 9 to righties last year, 1.7 this year. There's some powerful righties. A Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez profile pretty well, and I'm not disqualifying lefties from being involved either. Just an 11% K rate to lefties, 260 average allowed. Certainly MJ Melendez or Pascantino can get involved. There's a lot of cheap bats in this game, especially on the Twin side. If we do get a leadoff Garlic, man, he's almost free. So a lot to like here. I'm way more on the offense than the pitching. I just understand that pitching could sneak by because of the teams, the totals involved, where if Bundy dropped 14 fantasy points on DraftKings, I could see that being usable on DK. But I am going to put Twins and Royals in the short list on the stack list for now, and we'll go from there. Get a sponsorship on the drink, man. Any drink company that doesn't have sugar in their drink and it tastes good, I will literally sell out for. Like, that's my crutch. That's my bad habit. All right, let's go to the Reds game. Man, we are flying through this slate. Am I gonna have like a 30-minute video? Man, I'll go do a football video then. I won't, but I will be able to launch the NFL spreadsheet a little faster, I guess. By the way, if you guys didn't know, we do NFL projections and picks and my player pool, all that good stuff as well. Even though the content's been a little bit slacking for NFL, I still cover it. It's just one of those get in where you fit in things, and the NFL content streets are so saturated. I know I have I don't know. We'll see. I know I'm known for baseball and basketball, right? I just don't want to start like a football series, and then when basketball gets here next month, I just have to abandon that series again. And then, I don't know. I don't know. Miles Michaelis pitching against Chase Anderson. Reds lineup is out. Chase Anderson, not great. 1.67 whip, 5.24 expected ERA. Just 9 innings of sample size so far. It's not gone great. Every season, the last 3 years, not a ton of sample size, but in the sample size that we have, the barrel rate has been elevated. The whip has been elevated. The expected ERA has been nuts. So that's all we got. Never forget about that. That's all we got. So Chase Anderson, by all accounts, not good. The Cardinals offense, good. 5.2 run total for the Cardinals, minus 290 on the money line. And this just seems like a really strong spot for them. Chase Anderson, a 3.18 home run per 9 to righties, 2.5 last year, 2.75 the year before. I'd probably expect Mr. Pujols to be in this starting lineup as they try to find more and more spots for him to chase 700. So I know he's not in the projected lineup, but I have a really funky feeling that he's going to be in the starting lineup just because of the matchup and what it is. So give me the Cardinal stack without any shadow of a doubt. And because of Anderson's righty splits, it's looking huge for a guy like Goldie and Arenado. Tyler O'Neill's also there. And O'Neill's somebody that if we can neutralize that 30% K rate, in this case, a 22% K rate from Chase Anderson and 10.8% swinging strike rate. Not the worst. Actually, decent. Maybe it's not that big of a neutralization spot, but certainly a big barrel spot. 27.5% strikeout rate for Chase Anderson so far. That's probably a product of small sample size, right? 5 Ks against Milwaukee. Let me look at that. Maybe we got a lot of backward Ks. I don't know. You took L's this week? Bro, we didn't take L's on DraftKings last week. That's for sure. Yeah. Who's your highest player in the bomb detector? Andrew, I'll have that in another game or so. Right now, I'm literally typing games into the spreadsheet. So he had one game with a 16% swing and strike rate. Every other game was sub 10%. Where did those strikeouts come from? 5, 4, 2. So he ran a little bit good in the strikeout. My goodness, he had a 20% first pitch strike rate against the Rockies with a 16% swing and strike rate. And only a 57% contact percentage. What is this game? Yeah, okay, that's just weird. Those numbers don't make sense to me. Chase Anderson's still bad. No, I'm not pitching Chase Anderson. Not even if there's a fire. Miles Michaelis, 9K. So he's one of those guys that if you're going to play Michaelis, understand that you're likely not going to get a strikeout per inning, but he has the ability to go deep, right? Kind of like Wainwright. I think Wainwright might be a little bit more strikeout privy. 100 pitches for Michaelis in that last start against Pittsburgh. We see him be that guy. 108 pitches, 106 pitches. So I think if we're playing Michaelis, we're playing him for length, and we're hoping he eats some innings. He can get you strikeouts, but that's not really his game. He has a 18.6% K rate to righties, 18.8 against lefties. So the 8% swing and strike rate is more so a contact guy, but that's not a bad thing, right? You could be a design contact guy, 6% barrel rate, ground ball rate at 50% against righties, 42% against lefties. So you want to see more righties than lefties to feed into that ground ball rate, let that defense pick them up. But I guess what I'm saying is I think Michaelis is probably a guy on FanDuel that's going to look not horrendous because the Reds are not good. They don't strike out a lot, but that's not a bad thing considering this matchup. 84 WRC plus, 7% walk rate. I think this is the FanDuel spot where they can ground ball, and next it's the 7th inning, and Miles Michaelis, has a chance to be a top scorer, at least on a site like FanDuel, where you get that quality start. You get that win bonus, and you're not going to get knick-knacked for all the hits and walks and stuff like that. So I do like Michaelis, and I'm going to put him as a tier 2, but understand he might be that much higher for me in my FanDuel projection. And then PrizePicks kind of operates on the linear scoring system pitching-wise. What do they have him at? They have him at 33.5. So even if he got like 4 strikeouts, 5 strikeouts, 7 innings, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving him like a great case scenario. I think he could get there. In the fantasy league? Oh, yeah. So I won in the $50 league. I lost by 5 points, I think, in the $150 league. And that sucks because I was like the number 2, number 3 scorer in the league. I just went up against number 1. That's the worst, man. That's the worst. Would you stack a whole game being there's only 5 games tonight? Yeah, but it's not like football or basketball where you need to do that. I would stack a whole team because I do that every night, but I wouldn't overthink the need of one game. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably find 2 teams I like and stack those 2 teams. But I stack whole teams every day, Mundos. That's what you should be doing if you're not. All right, we're tossing some Michaelis, and then Cardinals stack we threw in there, right? Yep. So Cardinals. Let's look at the Cardinals a little bit, matchup wise, and I want to see if there's something on PrizePicks we can get away with. So let's go team pitching. Basically, I want to see where the Reds bullpen ranks. I think they got to be bottom 5 if I had to guess. I want to see where they rank in home runs allowed. Busch Stadium's kind of a tough park to hit it out, but this is a really powerful team. So we'll go to home run per 9. Cincinnati's 3rd in home run per 9 in terms of bullpen. So good spot for them. And then banking on the bomb detector for the starting matchup, we're getting big numbers for Goldie and Arenado and Tyler O'Neill. So we got the top 3 guys for Houston. Do we get the top 3 guys for St. Louis? At least Goldie and Arenado. I could live without O'Neill because I'm not even sure O'Neill's going to be in the lineup. Arenado, Pujols, Goldie, and Edman. So I feel like Edman and Pujols aren't a lock to both be in the lineup. I really think this is a spot where you do let Pujols start to chase 700, but I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe. If you're going to give me 4 Cardinals, not that I expect Edman to hit for power. Like, that's just like a junk name, like a 111, 110 ISO, but still, you know, it's like getting the 3 guys. So we'll see. If those 4 guys end up playing, I do like that triangle because I definitely like Goldie and Arenado. What would Pujols's bomb detector rating be if I put him in here? He would be 3.63, so that's nothing. But I'll take the Goldie and Arenado. So I'm gonna add that as an asterisk. Cardinals home run triangle ? We'll see what that is. It could be a square. And then we have 1 game left to talk about, and this stream has been brought to you by PrizePicks, man. Shout out to PrizePicks for being a great partner and sponsor of the channel. If you guys aren't on PrizePicks, we're doing a little bit of hunting right now for some plays on PrizePicks. Check them out. You can sign up using code GUNDACKER. They show me some love, and then they'll double your first deposit up to $100. And tonight, if we find some baseball props we like, guess what? We can add it to NFL props, right? They got some stuff out there for the game tonight, the Chargers and the Chiefs. You can have some Herbert, Mahomes props with our Astros to hit a home run, right? Like that's an incredible thing that we could mix and match all these different sports. They also offer college football. We got that coming up this weekend. PGA, esports, WNBA, NASCAR, Live Golf, whatever floats your boat, man. There's something out there for you to get a little bit of action on. So go check it out. Sign up using my code. Show some love to the channel. Show some love to them. And then looking at tonight's board for the Chargers, they got Mahomes at 299.5 passing yards, Justin Herbert at 283.5, and kind of like baseball and basketball, you can also bet on fantasy score, which I think is one of the more unique things that PrizePicks offers that you really can't get at like a sports book, you know. So check that out. Cross-reference it to projections that you might already be subscribed to, and and see if it lines up. I do believe that they have PPR as well. So some of your reception hogs, the Travis Kelce's, the Ecklers, guys like that, especially in a game that has a chance to blow up and go nuts with it, right? Yeah, let's go back to MLB. McCullers was 39.5 fantasy points earlier. That seems high if it's still there. That does seem high for McCullers. Let's see, fantasy points. 30. It's still 39.5. I kind of like this Michaelis 33.5, just because it feels like a 7-inning spot, quality start, the win implied, and he'll get some strikeouts. I don't expect one per inning. All right, let's get that last game typed up in here, and then we'll be done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So this Cardinals game is at 7:45. The next game is at 9:40. So almost a 2-hour gap between first pitches. And then we'll all be watching football by then anyway. But we saw this kind of happen yesterday. D-backs with a dramatic walk-off over the AAA Dodgers last night. Sean Manaea pitching against the D-backs. D-backs are kind of a scrappy team against lefties for me. But maybe this version of the lineup isn't. I don't know. Jordan, didn't Luplow get DFA'd the other day? Or am I tripping? I saw his name the other day. I guess he just didn't opt to decline his assignment or whatever. We need to look up Jameson. I think he's a top X pitching prospect for them. Not that I'm going to be enthralled to pitch against the Padres. We just need to know who we're dealing with, right? No, he's not. 6.31 ERA in the minors, 132 innings, 132 strikeouts, 1.5 whip. Oof, that's a problem. Split that up. I guess it's a very small sample size. 21 strikeouts in 12 innings against righties. 2 strikeouts in 6 innings, so 18. That might be his big league sample. No, he has a real whip problem. A lot of traffic, a lot of base runners. So I'm probably just going to avoid that completely. And that's going to definitely get us on some Padres. Do we still have the bullpen report up? We do. Arizona's bullpen a little bit below league average, so not atrocious. So I think Padres are going to line up as an obvious stack. I believe they have the number 1 run total. They're tied with St. Louis and Houston, essentially. So we're going to get to some Padres. Not going to get to any Dre Jameson. And then Sean Manaea, 1.36 whip, 23.7% K rate, 12% swing and strike rate. All those numbers, combustible, right? Some good, some bad. D-backs lineup, this projected lineup, not big for strikeouts, and a lot of ISO against the lefties. 200 plus since the beginning of last year for Carson Kelly, Ketel Marte, Stone Garrett, Jordan Luplow, and then a couple 150s, 180s here in the middle lineup to make you worry. So Sean Manaea, typically somebody that seems to draw more ownership than he should, but because of how bad pitching is tonight, I certainly, I'm not going to say I like Dylan Bundy more than Sean Manaea. So, Manaea, though, probably not long for this one, huh? 15 pitches against the Dodgers. Temporarily the odd man out of the so he came out the pen. He'll be back in the mound Friday, blah, blah, blah. That was a relief appearance. So he's probably good to go then. We'll just probably expect 80 to 90 pitches. which might be enough to 2x that price point. So we'll put him in the tier 3 with Brew Baker. I mean, this is a yucky pitching pull tonight. Oh man, it might be a Fanduel night. I think it's gonna be a Fanduel night for baseball, because I really don't want to shuffle the deck of cards with these 5 on DK. But we are second Padres. Jameson, let's go look at the power metrics for him. What up, Carlos? Three homers in 12 innings to left or to righties. I need bigger sample. Jerry Jameson. Got a little bit of power problem this year. 1.6 homer per 9 in 114 innings. 496 xFIP. Yeah, we're picking on him. I can't really give us a bomb grading on anyone. Anyway, let's resort the bomb detector. Look at the tippy top. See what we're working with. Chat, you guys got anything? I mean, this was a fast stream. Jordan at the top, Arenado, Goldie, Miranda, Garlic, Salvador Perez, Kyle Tucker. Let's zoom in on it if you guys want to screenshot it. I'll tweet it out an hour or so when more lineups are confirmed. But no surprises here, I don't think. So let's put that like that. And then I guess what we'll do, we'll get that NFL spreadsheet launched. So if you guys want to jump in there, I'll be in the voice chat for a couple hours in about an hour, working on baseball and working on football. If you guys want to jump in there, get behind the paywall at rundfs.com, get yourself a week pass, something like that. I guess we're supposed to take, this is supposed to be down already. If you want that, we'll leave it up as long as it's up. But that VIP till 223 is definitely a bonus offer right now because it's not supposed to be up. But if you guys want to, I'd probably just grab a week pass, see what you think. That'll get you links to the NFL Week 2 spreadsheet in about an hour and a half, and then the baseball spreadsheet, and then of course getting to rundfs.com VIP Discord, which looks a little something like this. And we'll be hanging out in voice chat. We have NFL and baseball tonight. And our preview, the Bod Decker preview, is not really coming through right now. Jordan playing. I don't have a yeah, he's playing. That's a confirmed lineup for Houston. We just got a Royals lineup if you want to get that updated. And then maybe I'll try and grab one or two more PrizePicks plays. We'll fire that off there and maybe be able to pair it up with some football tonight. Royals lineup is going to be MJ Melendez, Bobby Witt, Salvi, Vinny Pasquantino, Massey, Michael. So these are, they flip-flop Massey and Taylor. If you're on Twitter, twitter.com/Gundacker. Yep, not sure confirmed Royals. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right, boys and girls, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time, as always. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. Maybe. We've been good. That's 2 days in a row. I don't think that my schedule's hooked to tomorrow. Maybe. I might have a booking meeting tomorrow. We'll see what time that is. If not, I'll try and keep it going, and then we'll research the big Friday night slate, and then we'll start heading into the... Oh, no, don't catch me. Tomorrow, I'm on live before lock on Stochastic, so probably no stream on this channel, probably. And then same for Saturday. So, all right, cool. I'm backwards. I appreciate you guys. Hey, tell somebody out there you love them. I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.